time of year, and especially in these parts, they are usually talking about hockey, but today it's a little bit different. They are talking baseball. They're expecting about 40,000 strong as Game 1 of Pool C gets ready to kick things off here in Toronto at the Rogers Centre as Team USA gets ready to take on Team Canada. Hi, everybody, from inside Rogers Centre. Welcome to Pool C in Toronto. I'm Victor Rojas along with Joe McGrain, and it is an exciting time for baseball, especially as we kick off today's action. And we first take a look at Ernie Whitt's Team Canada. They are typically the home team, but today they will be playing the visitor. And you look at the roster, they don't have too many on the pitching side. They have quite a bit on the offensive side. And Joe, really, it all revolves around Justin Morneau, the first baseman.
Well, you're right, Victor, and that really is the strength of their ball club, and of course left-handed power with Morneau leading the way. You know, he talked about sneaking up on Team USA in '06. That's not going to be the case. The Rogers Centre is absolutely rocking more than it has in recent memory from my count. Team Canada is going to have to get the early jump offensively with Morneau and Bay getting off to hot starts. Jason Bay, pretty much anonymous in Pittsburgh, going over to Boston and helping them down the stretch. Outstanding bat speed from the right side of the plate, but pitching a bit thin for Team Canada. They're going to have to swing it, Victor.
They really are, and that's what Ernie Whitt's going to have to go up against. He'll be going up against Davey Johnson and Team USA, that some say is probably the most stacked roster in the World Baseball Classic, from starting pitching to bullpen. From the offensive side, the question is, how's Davey Johnson really going to manage the roster and get these players in there?
Well, they are absolutely the studs of Major League Baseball. He has three basically leadoff hitters. He has two outstanding shortstops in Derek Jeter and Jimmy Rollins. And of course, Derek Jeter talked about the 2006 loss as being one of the more embarrassing ones that he's had in his career. His great leadership for so many years with the New York Yankees, and will be counted on in this tournament. Jake Peavy, I think the 2007 Cy Young Award winner, will really be throwing a lot of fastballs early. His out pitch is the slider, and oftentimes pitchers, starting pitchers in the front part of the rotation, really don't get that field breaking pitch until the latter stages of spring training. Let's see if he trots it out early and often.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see Jake Peavy really put forth his best effort, at least as far as the pitch counts are concerned in round one. We'll get into all the rules and all the different mechanisms that are about the World Baseball Classic, but Davey Johnson and Team USA is ready to take on Team Canada in Game 1 of Pool C. The fans are ready. They're in the house. Fantastic roars here, 40,000 strong. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Great shot inside Rogers Centre. Team USA has taken the field. Hostile territory. Some boos for Team USA as they took the field. This is the lineup that Ernie Whitt will be running out there for Game 1 and Team Canada. Chris Barnwell leading things off. He's at short. Russell Martin behind the plate. Joey Votto, the Toronto native. He's the DH. Justin Morneau, as we talked about. Jason Bay in center field. Usually see him out in left field. Matt Stairs in right. Mark T in the third baseman. Nick Weglar, a prospect in the Indians organization, is in left. And Pete Orr of the Washington Nationals rounds out the starting nine. He's the second baseman for Ernie Whitt. Here's a good look at the defense, and really the one thing that stands out, Joe, is Shane Victorino out in center field as opposed to Curtis Granderson.
Well, Victorino does get very good reads on the ball, and of course early in spring training, that's something that the outfielders really spend a lot of time doing. Jake Peavy will be on the hill, and as we mentioned, outstanding slider, Cy Young Award winner in the year 2007. Tough angle for right-handed hitters to pick up, kind of a three-quarter sidearm delivery, but a lot of left-handed bats in Team Canada's lineup.
Peavy last year with the Padres, 10 and 11, a 285 earned run average. 7 years in the big leagues, an 86 and 62 record, and we are underway. A first pitch strike. Marvin Hudson calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Chris Barnwell Formerly the Florida Marlins organization, has signed on with the Houston Astros. Played last year all at AAA Albuquerque. Peavy here in the early going has got the fastball going.
Well, this will be really interesting to see. You know, watching these pitchers from both teams, how they react. This is an adrenaline-laced game, and they're just not conditioned with their routine to going through a big stage at this point in the year.
Another good fastball from Peavy.
I think you'll be able to hear it down on the field. Peavy, like Nolan Ryan used to, grunting on every pitch. He's a maximum effort delivery.
0-2. Here's that slider. He went around. Says Marvin Hudson. There's the first out of the game. Barnwell takes his place in the third base dugout. And here's a look at Jake Peavy's numbers, as we just pointed out a little bit. At strikeout to walk ratio, tremendous. 166 punchies to 59 free passes.
Well, his intention, especially with right-handed hitters, is to get them to 2 strikes and snap that slider right off the outer third of the plate, just the same way that he was able to finish off Barnwell.
Russell Martin, the catcher, takes a slide at first strike. Martin from East York, Ontario, here in the province. 280 last year with the Dodgers, 13 home runs, 69 runs batted in. I think there was talk this offseason, I believe. Dodgers thinking about maybe moving him around at third base or second base before they had re-signed Casey Blake.
Well, he has caught a lot of games in his young career. You can see right on that fastball, he can swing it.
Short, compact swing.
Catching in the major leagues has been down for quite some time, but I think it's starting to enjoy a bit of a resurgence. Guys like Russell Martin, Joe Mauer, Matt Wieters with Baltimore.
Lays off the breaking pitch, and it's 2-2.
Russ Martin will give you gritty, scrappy at bats.
Not too often you see a catcher batting in the 2-hole. Peavy wanting that fastball in the outside corner. Hudson not giving it to him. All of a sudden we got a full boat.
Just a little bit off the outside corner. McCann having to reach for it ever so slightly.
Here's the payoff, and he lost it. So a strikeout and a walk for Peavy, and that brings up Joey Votto, the DH.
Peavy, ever the competitor, maximum effort. And I think that reaction is based on the previous pitch that he thought was a good one.
You do have to be cognizant of Martin at first base. 18 stolen bases last year. Votto hit a single in the center field. And Martin's going to try for third base. And he's going to be in there safely. And here in the early going, much like the last time these two teams met, Team Canada trying to start something here early.
Well, there is no element of surprise. Team USA with great respect for this lineup. You know, you were talking about the 18 steals of Russell Martin. And that's something you don't often see. One, a catcher in the 2-hole, and being able to go from first to third on a line drive up the middle. It's exactly what Team Canada has to do in the early going, getting out of the chute. Good secondary lead. And he's got wheels.
This place ready to erupt, especially with Justin Morneau at the plate. He takes a called strike. 2006 American League Most Valuable Player. He was second in the voting in 2008. Last year for the Twins, a 300 average, 23 home runs, 129 driven home. Broken bat, bouncer to first. Youkilis bobbles it. Still trying to get the throw at second. Martin scores. Canada strikes first. 1-0.
Well, Justin Morneau, knowing the pressure sitting squarely on his broad shoulders, he has to have productive at-bats in this game for Team Canada to have a chance. Gold glovers all around in the infield for Team USA. Tough play for Youkilis, having to get his hips open to throw at the same time.
Would have ended the inning, and here's Jason Bay, takes a breaking ball down and away. How about that? Dominican Republic upset by the Netherlands.
That is an incredible upset. Incredible.
This game's being played down in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Hiram B. Thorne Stadium in San Juan. Bert Blyleven rejoicing with the Nederlanders. 1-0 to Bay, and there's a strike on the outside corner.
And if Bert Blyleven's involved, we all know how much fun that could be.
Netherlands scored 3 runs in the first inning, helped out by a couple of errors from the Dominican. They made it stand up.
Wow.
1-1 to Bay. That one cut on and foul tipped, and it's 1-2. Bay combined with Pittsburgh and Boston last year. They hit 286, 31 home runs, 101 driven home, and 35 doubles as well.
Peavy with a man in scoring position, putting a little extra on that heater, sneaking it by Bay. What we're mentioning earlier about how pitchers' breaking balls aren't really where they would like to see him at this point of the season. That one just kind of making a little left turn, not the real sharp finish that you come to accustom out of this righty.
Here comes the 18th pitch of the inning, off speed. We want an appeal, and Minoru Nakamura says he did not go around.
And I would agree with him.
Full count on Bay, 2 outs. And Joey Votto at second base. Lost him upstairs. So 2 walks in the inning for Peavy. Puts a couple of men on from Matt Stairs. Even at the advanced stage for Matt Stairs, member of the Phillies organization. Highly regarded, as you can hear the roar here in Canada. Always a very tough out.
I was talking with one of the coaches, of course, the very notable Larry Walker, yesterday when Stairs was in the cage, and you know he has that very patented swing. It looks like he's wielding an axe. He said this guy can play until he's 50 years old with that hack. Come out in the middle of the offseason and start laying line drives around.
16 years in the big leagues, 254 career home runs. He and the aforementioned Larry Walker, the only Canadian-born players to have more than 200 big league home runs. Stairs traded from the Blue Jays over to the Phillies last year. It's a big rip here. It comes up empty, and it's 1-1.
And Matt Stairs, growing up in Canada, did some lumberjacking, so he did trade that axe for a bat.
He's represented this country quite a few times, starting with the '86 World Junior Championships, the '87 International Cup, the Seoul Olympics. This is a guy who came up as a pitcher and a shortstop. Terrific arm, and he takes a breaking ball. Did it hit him? No, it hit him. So they're loaded up here. And it bears repeating. When you start talking about the pitch counts and limits for starters. Wow. Didn't look like it, but he got it.
Give it a listen. You can hear that little tick there, and if you're watching the pitch, you want to really belabor the point that that is not the Peavy slider that we've come to know. Sure, it'll be right on time the last couple of weeks of spring training.
Big fastball at the knees. Tien takes a strike.
Just noticing the consistency or inconsistency rather of the release point. Sometimes the fingers get a little down on the side of the ball.
relying on the fastball to get ahead 0-2.
Well, it seems like spring has sprung every year for Mark Teahen, and he's learning a new position.
Votto at third, Bay at second, Stairs at first, and Teahen cuts through a fastball, and Jake Peavy gets out of it. Canada strikes first. They get a run on a couple of hits, and they leave them loaded. Half inning complete, 1-0 Canada. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Canada up 1-0. This is the lineup that Davey Johnson will be running out there. Dustin Pedroia at second, Jeter at short, Chipper Jones the DH, David Wright at third base, Kevin Youkilis at first, Adam Dunn out in right field, Ryan Braun in left, Brian McCann doing the catching, and Shane Victorino is out at center field, rounding out the starting nine. First ball swinging is Pedroia, a little chopper over to short, and there's the first out. There's the defense for Ernie Whitt and Team Canada on this artificial surface. Weglar's in left, Bay at center, Stairs in right, Martin at third, Chris Barnwell at short, Pete Orr, the second baseman, Morneau at first base, and Russell Martin doing the catching.
Well, it's pretty capable, athletic defense. Barnwell, the shortstop, has had a cup of coffee with the Brewers, where he can play pretty much every position. Teahen, a long-time third baseman, having to move with the arrival of Alex Gordon in Kansas City.
Jeter takes a strike, hit 300 last year for New York, 11 home runs, 69 driven home. And Mike Johnson showing that finesse, the journeyman Mike Johnson.
Now, when you say journeyman, that's just not team to team in the United States. That's all over the world journeyman.
International journeyman. Ahead of the count at 0-2. Tries to get Jeter to chase the breaking ball. Remember the Bugs Bunny cartoon where the trunk went around the world and got a bunch of stickers slapped on it?
Right.
He takes off that jersey. He's got stickers all over his body.
A lot of ports of call.
Well put. The opposite way, patented swing by Jeter into the corner. It's going to be an easy double as Stairs plays the carom. And Team USA with a man in scoring position.
I think Derek Jeter has one of the best opposite field strokes in the game today. So many hits
In his career, the right side of second base. That's a good pitcher's pitch. Bends over at the waist and really goes out and gets that one.
Too many hitters that have the kind of plate coverage that he does. And notice that ball going right down the line with not a lot of fade on it.
And not only is his approach that way when he's ahead of the count, but even on that pitch on a 1-2 count, trying to protect. Here's Chipper Jones, a DH. Switch hitter, of course.
You know, because Jeter is so good at going the other way. He's not with two strikes just trying to protect and trying to stay alive. He still feels that with that type of swing of staying inside the ball that he's in a very offensive position even with two.
And with a man at second base now, Martin Johnson get together on the mound.
Watch the head stay quiet and go right down and get a good pitcher's pitch about knee high.
It's the approach of it. You know what? If I hit a foul ball here, it doesn't matter.
Right.
At least I'm protecting just in case.
That's just a textbook example of driving the ball the other way.
Jones ahead of the count at 2-0 now. Major League's leading hitter last year at .364.
Well, speaking of that, Victor, talking with Davey Johnson before the game, he'd really like to see his guys the first time through really make Mike Johnson work. They're thin on pitching behind him.
and would really like to see Team USA string at bats together early. Not overpowering with his stuff, very finesse oriented, has to use all of his pitches.
Jones hacking on 3-0, comes up empty, and it's 3 balls and a strike. They got a very good closer in Jesse Crain. But the reality is, without Ryan Dempster, without Eric Bedard, without Rich Harden, if you take 2 of those 3 guys and put them on this team, you'd have to say Canada's one of the favorites considering the lineup that they put.
Absolutely. David Wright, just one name after the other in this lineup.
3-1. There's a strike.
Pretty good pitching there behind in the count and a good hitter's count. Able to dot the I and cross the T right on the outside corner. Chipper went fishing 3-0 on that pitch. Wisely taking it.
Breaking ball, got him looking. Second out of the inning, and he set him up.
He's trying to think down and away after 2 pitches down and away. Locks him up with a hook. And a real good sequence of pitching there by this righty. Just 7 wins at the major league level. But last year in Taiwan, Victor, 20-2.
20-game winners, few and far between, whether it's in Taiwan or here in the States. Here's David Wright of the Mets. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. And I know Davey Johnson mentioned Mike Mussina when talking about Mike Johnson, Team Canada starter. I'm thinking Esteban Loaiza.
You can definitely see that, varying the arm angles, the cut fastball, the short little breaking ball, turning the fastball over. He has to give you a different look. He can't afford to pitch in patterns. That's not a very overpowering fastball that he has.
Native of Edmonton, Canada.
He's doing a real good job of following the catcher's glove right now.
Lays off the breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
One of those type pitchers that Russell Martin would say is real easy to catch. When he sits up on one side of the plate, he doesn't miss opposite sides very often.
Inside with a fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Ernie Witt, the manager for Team Canada, was asked why go with Mike Johnson, a relative unknown, and he says he's our best guy right now. He's got the experience at the international level. He's pitched in the last couple of Olympics. He's pitched in the World Cup. He's got plenty of experience, and why not run him out there? 2-2. Breaking ball, cued foul. This one up the first base side.
Yeah, but as an outsider to go into Taiwan and go 20-2, you know that he has the ability to make pitches. He had Tommy John surgery in 2005 and says this World Baseball Classic is going to be his swan song. He's going to head for the hills and join the Von Trapp family singers or whatever. But this is going to be it for him.
You're right. He had that surgery. Spent a couple of years in independent ball. Pretty big stage right now. Saws off David Wright.
Well, that's the important thing, especially when your fastball's not overpowering. When you choose to go inside target, you can't miss out over the plate. He misses to the extreme towards the inside. Gets right to commit. That's running right up towards his thumbs.
I tell you what, it's working for him right now, but he's got a lot of movement. Better get that ball down. He's leaving a lot up.
See if he sweeps a breaking ball over the outer third after establishing in.
18th pitch of the inning. Breaking ball, got him looking. Mike Johnson in his backyard gives up a one-out double to Jeter. Jeter is stranded at second base. We've played one. Canada is leading it 1-0. Good look at the umpires. Marvin Hudson behind the plate. Minoru Nakamura at first base. Dan Isagna at second. And it's Masami Yoshikawa over at third base. Four-man crew here in the World Baseball Classic. The first round of Pool C. Canada up 1-0 as Nick Weglars, the left fielder, takes the strike. Weglars, a powerful young man. Spent last year at A-ball in Kinston in the Indians organization. According to Baseball America, coming into this year, he's the third-rated prospect in that organization. This one over to Pedroia. Always good range. There's the first out.
Everywhere you look on the infield, Gold Glove. Kevin Youkilis at first. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Jeter and David Wright. Some hardware.
You gotta like it. See if Peavy settles down here in the second inning. And 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit batter. He throws first pitch strike to Pete Orr.
I was watching Pete Orr take batting practice yesterday and talking with Larry Walker, who knows a thing or two about hitting. This guy is very short and economical to the ball.
He gets shot off here. Jeter plays the one-hopper. 2 outs.
And sometimes when you're really short, the ball doesn't go that far.
Didn't have much of a choice there.
That is getting buzzsawed. 3 broken bats already in the early going, right off the trademark.
So Orr back in the dugout, 2 outs, brings up Chris Barnwell. Shortstop and leadoff man who went down swinging to start this ball game off. Little bobble there, but he gets it. A 1-2-3 inning, 7 pitches in the inning for Jake Peavy, and that's more like it. That's what Davey Johnson's looking for. Middle of the second, 1-0 Canada. Back here at the Rogers Center, all ages. 40,000 strong expected here in game 1 of Pool C. 1-0 Canada. They got a run in the first inning. Kevin Youkilis takes a strike.
And Mike Johnson off to a really good start. Got 2 pretty good hitters in Chipper Jones and David Wright looking on the breaking ball. Here's the over the top 12-6, and obviously the first time through, these hitters are going to get a look and familiarize themselves with the pitching and the release points of this righty. And I think you'll start to see him get a little more aggressive. And when you have a finesse pitcher, oftentimes, you know, strike 1 is the best pitch you may see as a hitter in the sequence. I think they're going to become a little more aggressive as he tries to get the count going in his favor. That sounded like it got it.
I thought so too. Youkilis stays there. Count is even at 2-2. Are you concerned if you're Denny Boucher, the pitching coach for Canada, that he's throwing everything in the kitchen sink already?
That's what he has to do.
Oh, didn't miss by much.
Well, Marvin Hudson, the home plate umpire, knowing that Youkilis has a very good eye and a reputation for taking those close pitches. That's in that gray area that could have gone either way.
And he misses outside with a fastball, so the leadoff man is on. Let's take a look at the dimensions here at the Rogers Center, home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Playing the American League East. 328 feet down left field line, 375 left center, 400 to straightaway center. Right center's 375 at the right field corner, 328.
Now the ball really flies in the gaps here at the Rogers Center. This next hitter is country strong.
Big Adam Dunn of the Washington Nationals. Takes a strike, and it's evened up at 1-1.
And Victor, I would be surprised if Mike Johnson faced anyone in the Taiwan League at 6'6" and 275 last year.
That was a native.
Yeah.
It would have had to have been an import.
Right. He is big.
Texas native. Last year split time between Cincinnati and Arizona after being traded over to the Diamondbacks. Finished a combined .236 with 40 home runs and 100 runs batted in. That's his totals right there over 8 Major League Baseball seasons.
Of course, he was one of those free agents that was out there for a while, and one was speculating where he was going to end up. Is he going to play in the outfield? Is he going to play first? A lot of pop.
3-1. Another foul. Signed a 2-year deal with the Washington Nationals. You're right, it all depends on if Nick Johnson is back healthy. They've got a lot of outfielders in Washington too. Payoff pitch. Lays off the breaking ball. Back-to-back walks.
We mentioned, Victor, that Ernie Whitt trusted Mike Johnson on the big stage in this adrenaline-fueled game. Got off to a good start in the first inning with 2 strikeouts looking in these last 2 hitters. A little more careful.
Both walks coming on 3-2 counts. Here's Denny Boucher, former teammate of yours.
The great Ottawa Lynx back in 1995. Denny Boucher, their pitching coach, a native of Montreal.
There's Denny. Braun swinging first pitch, chopped from over to third. Looks like they're only going to get 1. Nice job by Morneau coming off the bag there. And a hard slide to second base by Adam Dunn.
Well, this has to be looking like a big beer truck going into second base. Right in on Orr. Just could not get rid of the ball fast enough before he was upended like a bowling pin. That's one of the challenges, not only with the size of that base runner coming down there, but a second baseman, when the timing's a bit off, being comfortable playing with his back to the runner. And with the size of Adam Dunn, you could see how that would put that to the test.
So runners at the corners now for USA. Brian McCann at the plate. What happens when they go back to Vieira, Dunn, and Pete Orr, now members each of the Washington Nationals? Did he talk about that slide?
I think you know, the get together of these teams was last night at team headquarters, and you know, obviously a very friendly good luck and all that stuff as this tournament begins. And I think a lot of the goodwill between Mr. Orr and Dunn was used up last night.
2-0 count to McCann.
That was a good clean play going into second base hard, breaking up 2. That's how it's supposed to be done. D-O-N-E.
There's the man affectionately known as the Big Donkey.
And And in baseball circles, that of course is a term of endearment.
2-1. McCann to straightaway center field. Jason Bay is right there. That'll score a run. Euchel is tagging, and we're tied at 1. Brian McCann gets a sac fly.
Well, how many times have you seen that in Red Sox games? Kevin Youkilis with that great eye leading off the inning, drawing that leadoff walk, turning that into the run.
Here's Shane Victorino, the center fielder. Switch hitter from the Philadelphia Phillies. First ball swinging off the glove of Morneau into right. Braun on the way to third base. And with Morneau having to hold Braun at first, just did not have enough range, if you will, to get over to his right.
Well, it's a backhand play, and the field turf at Rogers Center is a very fast infield. Ball gets to you quicker, and of course beyond Morneau, even shuffling off first base. Much easier play for a left-handed first baseman. Well hit.
Hey, you saw Morneau there on that last replay. Really didn't come off the line that much. Almost like he was guarding the line as opposed to trying to play the gap.
Maybe a little more conscious of that with the left-handed hitting Victorino.
Off-speed guy on the mound.
Right. So he's getting himself into fielding position just basically a step and a half off. With 2 outs, a guy on first trying to take away that extra base hit.
Victorino with fantastic speed. 36 stolen bases for the Phillies last year.
This could bring up an interesting play here with a lot of these teams, or these two teams have not spent a lot of time with one another with the first and third defense if Victorino is to take off. He looked like he was leaning there.
Sure did.
Just talking about, you know, the executing of the first and third defenses. Could present an opportunity for Braun to score on a bobble or a throw through.
There he goes. Cut on and grounded to short. Barnwell's got it. There's a third out, but Team USA evens things up. They get a run on a hit, a couple of walks, they leave a couple on. 2 in the books. We're tied at 1. Top of the third inning, Jake Peavy throws a first pitch strike. That's 8 straight strikes for Peavy. Check that, 9. And a 7-pitch inning in the second, went 1, 2, and 3. A tie score. Canada getting a run in the first. Team USA tying it in the second.
Yeah, that helped clean up the first inning where Peavy threw a lot of pitches. Currently with 40 pitches, and of course the international rules here in this tournament. If he throws more than 50, a minimum of 4 days have to pass before he can toe the slab again.
Martin drew a walk and came around to score that run in the first inning. Russell Martin. How about Jay Martin? I did some research. That one's ripped foul. Russell Nathan Coltrane Jensen Martin.
Well, so he's doing that abbreviation thing.
Yes, he is. Going with the J. Caught me off guard when he came up the bat first inning. Like, it is Russell.
Yeah, I don't think too many of his Dodger teammates are calling him Jensen.
I like Coltrane.
Yeah, that
is solid.
That's got some soul to it.
Inside out, right to Youkilis. There's the first out. The native of East York heads back to the dugout. Here comes Joey Votto.
Well, you can call him Russell, you can call him Coltrane, you can call him Jensen, but he can hit.
Yes, he can. Here's another guy that could hit. Joey Votto had a single in the first. Line shot on the first pitch he saw from Peavy. Fantastic rookie year last year with the Reds. .297 with 24 home runs. Finished second in the voting for Rookie of the Year. It went to Giovanni Soto, the catcher of the Cubs.
That's one thing Team Canada can do top to bottom, and that's swing the bat.
That one's hit well. Deep right field. Forget about it. Canada's back on top 2-1. Display yesterday during the workouts. On a 2-0 fastball, takes Peavy deep.
That's how they're going to have to do it. Beat him with the bats.
That's a pretty swing right there.
You betcha.
Couple of steps and watch it.
You can just tell by the sound. And these other hitters in this Canadian lineup put together good at bats. Takes a little pressure off of Justin Morneau at the plate. As we mentioned before, there's no element of surprise for Team Canada going up against Team USA.
You can't have a better scouting report than from Russell Martin, who faces Peavy almost on a nightly basis in that National League West. Peavy of the Padres, of course, and Martin of the Dodgers.
Peavy trying to take away some of the power of Morneau by crowding him with the slider. Trying to force him to bring his hands in.
3-2. Top foul. Morneau 0 for 1. He grounded out to Youkilis in the first inning.
Really improving that covering the plate. Peavy aware of that in the scouting reports, trying to get him to pull those hands in, taking away some of his power.
Down and in. There's ball 4. Third walk issued by Peavy to go with a couple of strikeouts. Brings up Jason Bay.
Another one of those sliders that Peavy battling with his release point. It's not uncommon for most pitchers at this point of the year.
His 49th pitch is upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Another slider that he was underneath. We mentioned right off the top, but it's going to be an important key here in the early going, because that is a pitch for Jake that pulls everything together for him. That hard slider.
Three and 0.
And also at this point, get around that 50 pitch mark in the early part of spring, and that fatigue starts to take a hold as you're getting yourself in more and more throwing shape.
The hope this time around, spring training started a little bit earlier. Give guys a little bit more time. There was an exhibition schedule, 3 games played. Bay did not go around, or did he? He did, says Nakamura at first base. It looked like it from up here. It's a full count.
Yeah, he was looking for his pitch, trying to get that bat started. He has plenty of bat speed, and of course, with that bat speed, can't hold it off when that pitch was out of his nitro zone.
Fastball called strike 3, down goes Bay.
I think that was one of those reputation pitches that Bay has come to see when he was in the other league. 3-2. Invariably, Peavy's going to throw you a slider. He's been struggling with that pitch. Comes right back with the heater to lock him up. He was looking for slider, and he got quicked by the fastball.
Good pitch, good location. Here's Matt Stairs. Stairs always taking a big hack up there. He was hit by a pitch. And that really is a misnomer. He was nicked by a pitch.
Right.
Quickly 0-2.
Well, he gets traded late last year and finds himself rolling right into a world championship with the Phillies.
Yep. His first career postseason home run in Game 4 of the NLCS. He'll be trying to come inside, and Stairs fights it foul.
You know, another reason, Victor, why he's enjoyed such longevity in his career. There aren't many hitters like him to where he can ride the pine and sit on the bench for a week and have him go out there and pinch hit against the closer, and he's going to give you a strong, competitive at bat.
This time missing inside. It's 1-2. LaTroy Hawkins, first man up for Team USA.
A late addition to this team.
Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Couple of strikeouts for Jake Peavy in the inning, but Joey Votto with one out here in the third inning puts a terrific swing on a fastball. Middle of the third. It is 2-1 Canada. World Baseball Classic items for all 16 countries, including clubhouse gear, t-shirts, jerseys, and more, right from the source, www.worldbaseballclassic.com.
No, Victor, the second time through, second at bat for Derek Jeter. I think this is an inning where Team USA is really going to challenge this righty.
Right over to 10. There's out number 1. Jeter had a double the opposite way in the first inning, so he's now 1 for 2.
Johnson a little cautious in the second inning. 2 walks to start the inning.
Here's Chipper Jones, who struck out looking on a breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch. Takes a fastball outside. Mike Johnson, originally a 17th round selection by the Toronto Blue Jays back in '93. Got some time in the big leagues with the Orioles, the Expos. Minor leagues for 11 years at Toronto, Montreal, the Rangers, and the Dodgers. James Jones here. Morneau's got it. He'll take it himself, and he's out number 2.
It's a real nice start here to the third.
A bevy of off-speed pitches for Mike Johnson, keeping the Team USA hitters off balance.
And unlike a lot of these pitchers, he's pretty stretched out. So Ernie Wood could take him a bit further. Quite frankly, he's going to have to do that just based on the depth or lack thereof of Team Canada's staff. 44 pitches now for this righty.
They have quite a few organizational arms, guys that are in the minor leagues. His right gets jammed, and a little floater on the infield. Pete Orr makes the catch. And Mike Johnson, a 1-2-3 inning, 3 in the books. Canada leads it 2-1. There's a good look at Jake Peavy to the right. Mark DeRosa, his teammate of the Cleveland Indians, is sitting to his right. Peavy is done after 3 innings. Gives up 2 runs, both earned, a couple of hits, a home run, a hit batter. He did strike out 4, walk 3. And he gives way to Houston Astros reliever LaTroy Hawkins. Good numbers for the right-hander. 3-1, a 3.92 ERA combined. LaTroy added to Team USA when Joe Nathan had to be pulled off the roster. A little bouncer over the mound from Martinez. It'll be a tough play, but they get it. Nice play by Dustin Pedroia.
Pedroia, the diminutive second baseman, very rangy. MVP of the American League. Good communication with Captain Derek Jeter. Approaching from his right. His play all the way. Pedroia, the only man that could have made that play.
Team USA's bullpen has taken a little bit of a hit. There was quite a few top line closers originally on the roster, but because of injuries and the like, B.J. Ryan was one of them. Joe Nathan another. Brian Fuentes is not going to play in round 1 because of personal reasons. Bob Watson, the GM of Team USA, and Davey Johnson have gone out and picked up LaTroy Hawkins, Heath Bell, Joel Hanrahan. Bell of the Padres, Hanrahan of the Nationals. John Grabo is also a guy that they could be using out of the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. That one's a little bit up to Nick Weglars. It's a 3-ball, no strike count.
Well, he has a lot of talented players to work with, but it's not perfect from a personnel and positional standpoint. And you're right, he's going to have to mix and match out of the bullpen.
There's a strike. Troy Hawkins out of Gary, Indiana, originally a 7th round selection by the Minnesota Twins in 1991. And he lost it. A 1-out walk puts a man on for Canada here in the 4th, and that'll bring up the second baseman Pete Orr. Troy has spent time with the Twins, the Cubs, the Giants, the Baltimore Orioles, the Colorado Rockies, and then last year with the Yankees and the Houston Astros. Orr takes the first pitch strike.
Well, I mentioned last time up how short and economical he was to the ball, and promptly got sawed off by Jake Peavy. Hawkins trying to go in there again.
Orr gets jammed here, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Pete got 49 games with the Nationals last year, and most of the year at AAA.
Let's look how economical this move is. Pretty direct route to the baseball.
That one bounced on the turf.
Different ballpark. It would have had grass stains on it. We mentioned it with Jake Peavy and seeing it with Troy Hawkins. Not really having their breaking pitches where they'd like them to be at this point. McCann's just smothered that one. Not an easy one to block.
No, that's one of those you just throw the body in front of it, hope it hits you. There's Weglars leading off at first. Didn't miss by much, just a little bit low, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, tough pitch to expect after the last one was 50 feet.
Here's the 2-2. There's a cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Orr doesn't like it. Second out here in the 4th.
Previous pitch could have gone either way, and that's just dotting the I and crossing the T right on the outside corner. And after the 2 pitches that Orr saw with that 50-footer and then that one on the other side of the plate, that pitch had to look like it was way away to him.
So Orr now 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Here's Chris Barnwell, the shortstop, who's also 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. First pitch swinging. This one over to Jeter. He goes the short way, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. Nothing doing for Canada here in the 4th. No runs, no hits. They leave a man on. Middle of the 4th. 2-1 Canada. Good look at the concourse inside the Rogers Center. That's where Joe and I did not have lunch. It is 2-1 Canada as we get ready to start the bottom of the 4th.
But we might after this game.
There's plenty of places to walk around here at the Rogers Center. Great facility. Mike Johnson back on the hill. Kevin Youkilis takes a strike. Youkilis, Dunn, and Braun, the scheduled 3.
I was thinking the last inning that Team USA was going to put some at-bats together. Johnson made some good pitches, moving the ball around like he has these first 2 deliveries here in the 4th.
47 pitches for Johnson thus far. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Way outside. It's 1-2. Youkilis drew a walk to lead off the 2nd inning. Came around to score the lone USA run.
Unmistakably the style of Kevin Youkilis, trying to relax those hands before he gets it into the loaded position.
Ripped into right field. This one's hit pretty good. Stairs going to pull back. Oh, that one is gone. Sneaks over the wall in right field. We're tied now at 2.
Say that was getting ready, locked and loaded.
Clean shaven Kevin Youkilis. A little more aerodynamic now on a 1-2 pitch. Ties this ball game up as Adam Dunn takes a breaking ball high. That one just missed in. It's 2-0.
Watch how relaxed those hands are, barely gripping the bat, and all of a sudden into the locked and loaded and launch position. And he hit that ball well, but it also shows you how well the ball carries here in the gaps of the Rogers Center. That line drive did not want to come down.
And following that home run, Johnson now is falling behind a Dunn at 3 balls, no strikes. That's up high, a 4-pitch walk.
Roof is closed here at the Rogers Center, and Youkilis getting tremendous carry.
Canada's pitching coach Denny Boucher is out to the mound to talk things over with Johnson. There's some scrambling going on in Team Canada's bullpen. They are just beyond the left field wall. Team USA beyond the right field fence. Chris Begg is the right-hander that's up and loosening.
I tell you, that's the unnerving thing for a pitcher, especially a finesse guy like Johnson, who likes to throw a lot of pitches down and away, trying to neutralize the power of these hitters. He did throw it down and away, made a good pitcher's pitch, and Youkilis, a tremendous talent, was able to take a pitcher's pitch and drive it out of the ballpark.
Those are ones that, as a pitcher, all you can do is tip your cap. I mean, what else can you do?
Not much.
Especially on a 1-2 count. Here's Ryan Braun, who reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Talking about Youkilis and his plate coverage, Ryan Braun with some tremendous bat speed.
Native of Mission Hills, California, out of the University of Miami. Speed pitch for strike 2.
We were talking with Billy Ripken and Barry Larkin last night. Billy, of course, one of the Team USA coaches, throwing batting practice to Ryan Braun, and you know, Billy's been around a lot. Of course, his brother could play the game every now and again. Was really impressed with the swing and the stroke of Ryan Braun.
2-strike pitch is fisted foul. 37 home runs last year for Milwaukee, 106 runs batted in.
He was talking about how, like Cal Ripken Jr., he whips the bat. Although that ball was a bit deep on him. This is one of those bats that's real head heavy, that he can just whip it through the strike zone.
He went around in the breaking ball, and there's the first out.
Getting back to that breaking ball, never really was on the plate, started off the plate and went further off.
A lot of credit has to go to Russell Martin, even on that last pitch, guiding this veteran pitcher through the Team USA lineup.
If you don't trust or believe in that guy behind the plate putting those signs down, that makes it tough.
Brian McCann into right field. Stairs is back, and this one is gone. 2-run shot for Brian McCann. Team USA is up 4-2. See this replay again, we'll talk once again about how the ball carries here. Not to take anything away from Brian McCann, but even though that pitch was up, it looked like he jammed him a little bit.
Yeah, look how he pulls those hands in.
Yep.
Brings the barrel closer to the inner third of the plate, and really showing you some of the strength of this young catcher. 2 outstanding hitting catchers in this game, in Russell Martin and Brian McCann. That's just flat out muscle, upper body strength.
Victorino chases the off speed. 0-2.
McCann's talked about, he says, I know I'm a pudgy guy. He's made some adjustments to his diet to where it feels like his stamina is going to be better this year. That one was muscled out of here.
Victorino pops one up. Barnwell with the call. 2 outs. So Victorino now 1 for 2. Youkilis, a solo home run the opposite way to lead off this 4th inning, and Brian McCann a 2-run shot. Team USA with its first lead.
And Adam Dunn right next to Youkilis on the bench. All he has done is walk twice, and he's contributed to 2 scoring chances, 2 scoring opportunities.
Here's Pedroia, who's 0 for 2, twice having bounced over to short. This time over to second. Orr's got it. There's a third out. Mike Johnson has thrown 62 pitches, but he'd like to have 2 of those back. The first one, Kevin Youkilis leading off the 4th inning. Opposite field, Jack, and the other, Brian McCann. For the books, 4-2, Team USA. Next game, Panama against Puerto Rico, round 1 of Pool A. That is coming up next. We've already had one upset earlier today. The Netherlands upsetting the Dominican Republic. In the 5th inning, Russell Martin. Oh, fly ball out to shallow right. Nice sliding catch by Adam Dunn. And there's the first out.
Well, Adam Dunn gets maligned for his outfield play at times, but he ran a nice little direct route and made a routine sliding catch.
New arm on the hill for Team USA. LaTroy Hawkins done after 1. Matt Thornton, left-hander from the Chicago White Sox. Joey Votto takes a first pitch strike.
Well, Davey Johnson really trying to neutralize some of the left-handed hitting strength of Team Canada, bringing in a lefty that can throw when he's right in the mid-90s. And that had a little bit north of that giddy up at 96.
Thornton, a former first-round pick of the Mariners.
Wow.
That's a good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Davey Johnson, knowing this is an important inning. Team USA has had a 3-run breakout, going through the heart of their lineup, and wanting that all-important shutdown inning after they have scored.
2 quick outs here for Thornton in the 5th inning. Justin Morneau swinging first ball, and this one will slice into the seats.
Thornton more of a cross-seam riding fastball guy, unusual for a left-hander. You've seen the velocity, and one of the tougher pitches for a left-handed hitter to hit from a left-handed pitcher is a good hard sinker on the inner third, like that.
Sounded like it broke his bat. Jeter's out to shallow left. Gets called off by Ryan Braun. A 1-2-3 inning. 7 pitches in the inning for Matt Thornton. Nice job by the Team USA bullpen. Middle of the 5th. It is 4-2 Team USA. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Good look at Chipper Jones. He is the 2nd man up here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with USA leading at 4-2, and they'll be facing a new right-hander by the name of Chris Begg. Mike Johnson, the starter, went 4 innings, gave up the 4 runs. Looked good through 3, and the 2 home runs he gave up in the 4th inning, of course, the difference in this game.
Begg has had plenty of international experience. The Olympic qualifier in 2003, the Athens Olympics in 2004, of course, the Beijing Olympics in 2008.
Sinking fastball in for a strike on Jeter, who has doubled and grounded out to third base. And the numbers for Begg. A-ball in San Jose for the Giants.
That is his go-to pitch, the slider. It's his strikeout pitch.
Foul tipped into the mid of Martin. And it's 1-2. There's Mike Johnson. Good start. Not so good finish. Certainly had the crowd behind him.
Just ran into the depth of Team USA's lineup.
Jeter right back up the box past Storer, and there's a leadoff single.
Well, so far, Davey Johnson has to like how things have played out to this point. Mike Johnson representing Ernie Whitt's most experienced pitcher. And after making a couple of mistakes, this very deep lineup able to capitalize and get the jump on Team Canada.
They've got the prospect for the Mariners, Phil Omont, but he is strictly going to be used as Jeter's going to come out of the game here for Jimmy Rollins. Omont is strictly to be used in the bullpen.
And once you get him up, the rules are that he either has to be brought into the game or sat down and not used.
Kind of surprised to see Jeter taken out of the game for a pinch runner in the 4-2 lead, and just in the 5th inning, as we were told that it was. Everything is unlike 06. This is not an all-star game. We're playing the hot hand.
Well, that's something that really says what this get-together is all about. Bitter rivals during the Major League season, Yougless and Derek Jeter. And a lot in common now, especially with the 3 letters on the front of their jersey.
Good lead for Rollins over at first. Jones takes a breaking ball low.
In fact, Chipper Jones was talking about how Team USA did not play very well in 06, and one of the reasons were that I was wondering if the guys really took it seriously. There was a lot of jockeying for playing time. Everyone wanted to play 9 innings, and handling it in a much more business-like fashion this year.
That one's outside. It's 2-1. Team USA, of course, in 06, an 8th place finish in the World Baseball Classic. They were 2-1 in round 1. They beat Mexico 2-0. Then the loss to Canada 8-6, and then they defeated South Africa 17-0 in a mercy rule game. But then USA went 1-2 in round 2, including losses to Korea and Mexico. Jones fouls one off. And both teams, Canada and USA, finished with the identical record in that first round. And even though Canada beat USA, the tiebreaker is the average runs allowed in the round. And that's why USA advanced as opposed to Canada. 2-2, he got him. Off-speed pitch, and there's out number 1. Jones 0 for 3 now.
I saw him wave at a couple of Johnson's pitches early in the game, down and away. Another one there from Begg. It's Chipper front-footed.
Here's David Wright. Wright going the opposite way with Stairs, played perfectly. 2 outs. Right now is 0 for 3 as well. Brings up Kevin Youkilis. Canada struck first with a run in the first inning. Team USA tied it in the second. There goes Rollins. Breaking ball's a strike. Throw down is in time. Rollins, who had 47 stolen bases for the Phillies last year, is gunned down on a breaking ball. Terrific throw from Russell Martin. That that's how the 5th inning comes to an end. No runs a hit. Nobody left on. 5 in the books. It is 4-2 Team USA. Here's a good look at tomorrow's game in the World Baseball Classic. Group A in Tokyo. China and Korea both at 1-1 taking each other on. That would knock out whoever loses that one. South Africa, Cuba down in Mexico City. Dominican Republic already 0-1. See action. And then, of course, you've got the winner of Game 1 today and the winner of Game 2 later on, which is Venezuela and Italy later tonight here in Toronto. Jason Bay at the plate, 4-2. There's the Venezuelan crowd already on hand. Talk about a team that is stacked offensively. Venezuela has got fantastic offense from Miguel Cabrera, Carlos Guillen, Bobby Abreu, Maglio Ordonez.
Yeah, I think they're going to be bringing their hitting shoes in Game 2 later today.
Bay 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, facing new pitcher for Team USA, Joel Hanrahan, the closer for the Washington Nationals. Hanrahan added to Team USA's roster when B.J. Ryan opted to remove his name. And there's ball 4. Matt Thornton went 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 7 pitches in his 5th inning.
Two-run game. You don't like to see that. Leadoff walks. If you're Davey Johnson.
Stairs been hit by a pitch and struck out as he takes a strike. Stairs going the opposite way, hit pretty good. Braun going back, and he makes the leaping catch.
Braun, coming up as a third baseman, has made the transition into the outfield. Talk about how well the ball carries here. His first couple of steps, or his first break, was in. But made a nice quick correction with those quick feet. See, he's in and then has to retreat.
Defense coming up big. Would have been an interesting situation with second and third perhaps and nobody out in a 2-run game, but instead there's 1 out, 1 on for Mark Teahen, the third baseman. Teahen is 0 for 2.
Hanrahan can rack up some strikeouts. 93 strikeouts out of the bullpen last year, second in the NL.
Teahen gets into one of the alley in right center field. Dunn trying to cut it off. Nice job in doing so. Teahen's still going to try for second. He is in there safely. A pretty play by Adam Dunn. But because of the off-balance throw, Teahen's got decent speed. He's able to advance 90 feet. And Canada's got runners at second and third with 1 away.
Well, Pedroia knows his teammate Jason Bay can run well. A good secondary lead with a couple of shuffles. And I think in the back of his mind, he's thinking the play might be at home plate. Trying to ready himself for a throw to the plate. Would have been interesting to see if he comes up throwing to second, if he has a chance with the trail runner in Teahen. He was really motoring in case Pedroia went to second.
Weglars takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice job by McCann.
Team Canada has turned up the heat a little bit here. Making that catch of Ryan Braun look even more important.
Fans starting to get back into it. Bouncing right back to Hanrahan. They've got Bay hung up. The play goes to first base.
It looked like he was waiting for the ball to go by the pitcher, and we saw Hanrahan knock it down. It froze him over at third base. There's a good look here, making sure it goes by the pitcher. Pretty big play there by Hanrahan.
And a good pitch to break the bat. Took something off. So 2 outs now. 2 men still in scoring position for Pete Orr. Good breaking ball down and in. Hanrahan, originally a second-round pick in 2000 by the Dodgers, granted free agency and then signed by the Nationals. He went around on the breaking pitch. No balls, 2 strikes.
I think he has seen every nasty pitch from Team USA's hurlers today.
He's got to be looking over to Davey Johnson saying, I am the 9th place hitter man.
And every pitch that he has seen has been a pitcher's pitch.
0-2 in the dirt. McCann can't handle it. Here comes Bryant. He'll score, and it's a 1-run game. Tough play for Brian McCann behind the plate.
And for Hanrahan, that one was well off the charts and has to be frustrating knowing that he was 1 pitch away from getting out of it and really missed badly.
Tan over at third base, a 1-2 count now on Orr. 4-3 USA. Breaking ball bounced over to first. Euclid smothers it. There's the 3rd out of the inning. But Canada gets within 1. A leadoff walk comes around to score, and they leave a man in scoring position. Middle of the 6th inning. 4-3 USA. Let's take a look at what's gone on so far here in Game 1 of Pool C. Joey Votto taking Jake Peavy deep. That came in the 3rd inning. Kevin Youkilis leading off the 4th with a solo shot. And later on in the inning, Brian McCann, a 2-run shot to right field. That put Team USA up 4-2. As we rejoin the action here at the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-3. Team USA leading Canada. Youkilis with a walk and a home run, a couple of runs scored. Chris Begg, the reliever, in his 2nd inning of action.
Well, Youkilis with such an outstanding trained eye at the plate. Rarely do you see him going outside the strike zone helping out the pitcher.
Down the right field line she goes. Tough play. This one will land in the seats.
Of course, he's highly intense at the plate. Doesn't think there should ever be a strike called on it.
Cincinnati native who signed a good contract in the offseason. Well deserved too. And some would argue that Pedroia was the MVP, Morneau's 2nd. Some would argue that Kevin Youkilis probably should have won the most valuable player award in the American League last year.
Right, you could have made a case for him.
Chris LaRoe is now up in loose lead for Canada. Youkilis going down a left field line. It is hooking. It is foul.
I'd say his stroke looks pretty regular season game ready.
I believe he is dialed in.
Home run on a pitch down and away. Now middle in. We're seeing dollar signs on that. Just a little too quick.
That last pitch too, it looked like Martin wanted it outside. Begg had it come back down and in.
Well, his balance is so good right now. You saw that pitch on the inside corner that he had home run distance on. And then Begg going out away and still having a good balance swing like he wasn't reaching for.
Missed outside a leadoff walk.
Just will not swing at a bad pitch.
It's a good look at the game to this point. 5 hits for Team USA, 3 for Canada, one of which was Joey Votto's solo home run. Jake Peavy, the starter for Team USA, ended up going 3 innings, allowing 2 hits and a home run. Team USA has allowed 5 walks and a hit batter. Looks like the game plan with Adam Dunn, if you're Denny Boucher, is don't give him anything to hit.
Well, he will strike out a lot, but we've also seen in this game he will also walk a lot, and that's led to some of the offense from Team USA today. Broke up a double play in the second inning. Walked in, was homered in by McCann in the 4th.
Big rip right there. Fouls one back, and it's 2-1. Good look from inside the Rogers Center. And thankfully, the roof is closed. I'm told that it's actually raining right before this game started outside. 2-1. Gunn drills one into left center field. That ball is hammered and gone. A line shot to left center field the opposite way. 6-3 USA.
And that'll show you some of that country boy strength. Just dropping the barrel right on it.
So bases clear, nobody out for Ryan Braun.
Again, a good pitcher's pitch. Just really has to be demoralizing to the pitcher, throwing that pitch down and away, and it turns into a home run. You've seen that with Youkilis and now with Dunn.
As we were just talking too, especially when it comes to, hey, I'm not going to give him anything good to hit. If you're going to miss, you better miss.
.6'6", 275, and going down to get a pitch on the outside corner.
Braun pops one up, foul territory. Russell Martin with a long run. Can't get it.
Martin may have lost sight of that. That did not hit on the roof. That hit before the Team USA's dugout.
You know, one of the few ballparks that does not have the railing in front of the dugout.
Boy, here's a great look. Quick check. See where the steps are. That's my fault. That's well into the dugout. Well, it was only off by about 10 feet.
That's all that matters. The ball almost found Youkilis' noggin too. On the camera.
And from that shot, a pretty easy target.
2-2 to Braun. Line right to third. There's the first out. Now you mentioned it earlier about Team USA finally starting to get into the swing of things. I mean that figuratively, not literally, but as far as getting timing, you know you're going to see a lot of off-speed pitches. They certainly have done that here of late.
Based on the pitching personnel of Team Canada, Davey Johnson's getting the type of at-bats that he was going to expect.
Davey Johnson, or pardon me, Ernie Whitt, Team Canada's manager, out to the mound. Chris Begg's afternoon has come to an end. Can is 1 for 1. He had a sac fly back in the second. Of course, that 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Terrific catcher with the Atlanta Braves at 301 last year with Atlanta. 23 home runs, 87 driven home, 2-time All-Star. He steps in against Chris LaRue, native of Montreal. First pitch is a breaking ball outside. LaRue, originally a Marlins 7th round pick in 05 out of Winthrop University. And pops one up, shallow center. Pedor with the call. 2 outs.
Boy, what a great look that is, Victor. You don't see that every day.
You spent 12 years calling baseball in a dome down in St. Petersburg. You're very familiar with that look.
Cat walks a little lower here, or the lower at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg.
And that one's popped up by Victorino. Barnwell with the call, makes the catch. And Chris LaRue gets the job done, but Team USA gets a couple of runs back. Leadoff walk to Youkilis, then Adam Dunn off Chris Begg. Goes Apo Taco. 6 in the books, 6-3 Team USA. Let's good look at Team Canada's lineup for this afternoon. Joey Votto, of course, doing the damage at 2 for 3 with a home run. Team Canada down by the score of 6-3. Needs to get something going here in the last 3 innings. They're doing it against a new pitcher here for Team USA. Scott Shields of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is on the bump, taking over for Joel Hanrahan.
Well, over the last few years, Shields has been one of the more durable and capable bridges to the closer in baseball. And one of the reasons why K-Rod, Frankie Rodriguez, enjoyed such a dominant year last year.
Shields also a member of Team USA in 2006.
He has been such an asset to Mike Scioscia's staff.
Trying to go the opposite way, slices one foul.
If you have a great closer, that's great, but if you don't have that bridge and can't get to him, that's where the challenge is. And a real late-breaking, sinking fastball, tough to dig out of the ground.
And some would argue that going into this offseason, knowing that Francisco Rodriguez was going to test the free agent waters, Mike Scioscia could have easily slid Scott Shields over to the closer role, or used Jose Arredondo, who came up last year fireballing right-handed. But they instead go out and sign former Rockies closer Brian Fuentes, close things out. And now really they've set up their bullpen as played by Jimmy Rollins. A couple of changes out in the outfield for Team USA. Adam Dunn is out of the ball game, so Curtis Granderson takes over in center, and Shane Victorino moves over to right field. So Granderson will bat Dunn's spot in the lineup. 6th spot in the lineup. One out, nobody on for Russell Martin. Martin's drawn a walk, is lined out, hit a fly ball to right.
You know, Davey Johnson was talking about his substitutions and how he felt it was, you know, important to get everyone out there and get everyone comfortable, but he also wanted to give his regulars, you know, more than one at bat. You know, it's tough to really get a semblance of any feel or timing when you're in for one at bat and then you're not.
Martin gets into one to left. Braun pulls up, gone. Oh, we've seen some laser beams for home runs. 6-4 USA. And you don't see too many home runs hit off Scott Shields either.
Well, you're right. I was just mentioning how he's tough to elevate. Although that pitch was a bit up. Good tidy swing by Martin. And you're right, on a line with great carry.
That, by definition, is getting on top of a ball right there.
A nice pass through the zone. Not going away.
Shields allowed 6 home runs last year for the Angels in 63 innings. Here's Joey Votto, 2 for 3 with a single and a home run.
Well, Ernie Whitt has to like what he has seen out of his lineup. Their strength being swinging it, the hitting. Seen some pretty well-timed swings. Just have not been able to put some scoreless innings together as a pitching staff.
2-2, little inside out job. That'll fall for a hit. One of those pitches you were talking about.
Well, you try to pull that pitch. It's normally on the ground, and if you stay with it, you can flare it into left. A beautiful job of staying inside that and not rolling over on it. A great look there. And a great piece of hitting.
Here's Morneau. Takes a fastball up and away. Justin has grounded out. He has walked and hit a fly ball to left field. Shields, the second time he's done that now, looked down to the dirt area after delivering a pitch.
I think he's a bit concerned because he knows that he's been missing up, and when he is right, his misses are usually down.
Big swing by Morneau there, fouls one straight back. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Opposite way, this one foul off the end of the bat.
Oh, Morneau looks like he's just waiting for a mistake on the inner 2/3, just kind of protecting, not able to quite get to that pitch away. It's something on the inner half. You could see him doing some damage.
Got him on the breaking ball. Second out here in the 7th.
Just kept waiting, trying to spoil the pitch away. Shields coming back with a good over-the-top hook. Get him to expand the strike zone down. And a curveball with some real good finish.
And Shields, one of those guys that throws pretty much across his body, tough to pick up. The differences between that fastball and that breaking pitch. Here's Bay, takes the first pitch strike.
It looked like McCann wanted him to backdoor that breaking ball, and because it had good finish, he was still able to execute with it.
Bay has drawn a couple of walks. And he has struck out, scored a run. That's up and in.
Missing way to the other side of the plate again. McCann wanting it down and away and then up and in. And that'll show you how Shields is really battling with his release point, or his delivery, if you will.
21 pitches thus far. Jams Bay here, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's normally a stuff guy down around the knees with the snaky late movement. Going to the hook again.
Bay lays off of it, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's Matt Stairs. If Bay can keep the inning alive. Canada down 6-4. Getting a run here on the 1-out home run by Russell Martin. Missed outside, full count. Votto at first base will be off the pitch now.
Well, it's a tough spot for Shields to be in. A very important game, representing his country, not sharp. McCann just wanting to call timeout and really try to restart it. Battling his release point.
Ball 4 low. McCann's going to go out, talk things over with Shields, brings up Stairs. The Team USA just now starting to get action going in their bullpen.
Well, this is one of those something's got to give type moments. You have the experience of Matt Stairs, who, like a lot of lefties, is a good low ball hitter. He can go get the low pitch. Shields, when he is right, is pitching down around the knees, although his deliveries escaped him. He's flying open. The pitches are sailing away from the lefties and up. If he gets it down, what will Stairs do with it?
Gets the breaking ball there, swings over the top of it. No balls and a strike.
And in this inning, Victor, it looks like that's his go-to pitch now. He's really battling the fastball location. But this is a pitch that he's been able to repeat. And a guy with his experience, as you look at J.P. Howell, will find a way to make a pitch.
Breaking ball slapped foul at 0-2.
I think that's also an indication, back-to-back breaking balls there, that he doesn't trust where that fastball is going right now.
There's Bay at first, Votto at second. Canada down by 2 here in the 7th. Upstairs with the fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think just the way this sequence has gone and how he's pitched in this inning, that was just that kind of changed the eye level of Matt Stairs to set up another breaking ball down.
Stairs.
Surprising there. I thought he'd come back to the hook. And another pitch up from Shields.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball got him. Shields gets into some trouble, but is able to work his way out of it. Team Canada gets a run back. They do it on the 1-out home run by Russell Martin to left field. 7th inning stretch time in Toronto, USA leads Canada 6-4. Let's go look at the box score for Team USA on the offensive side of things. Jeter, a couple of hits. He's no longer in the game, replaced by Jimmy Rollins. Adam Dunn, 1-for-1 with a home run, a couple of walks. And he's no longer in the game, replaced by Curtis Granderson. We get to the bottom of the 7th inning. USA up by the score of 6-4. And there is the ambassador of the World Baseball Classic, Hall of Fame manager Tommy Lasorda.
Well, he said one of his proudest moments in baseball was managing Team USA in the Sydney Olympics in 2000 to a gold medal against highly favored Cuba.
Looking at Tommy's resume, it's a good look at Phil Lamont's numbers. Remember the Mariners organization, former first-round pick. You look at Tommy's resume of where he has played baseball or participated in baseball. It's ridiculous, all over the place. Enjoy a big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Tommy is, as an old left-handed reliever, would tell you that left-hander who can get his curveball over can play a lot of places. One of the harder swingers in the American League, the MVP, Dustin Pedroia.
Ripped into right field. Matt Stairs is not going to get this one. Pedroia in at second with a double. How's that saying go? Fool me once.
Right? Well, he's such a little guy, and the thing when you're down there on the field standing next to he and Jimmy Rollins, you're just kind of amazed at how small they really are at about 5'7". But it looks like with their good knowledge of the strike zone, especially Pedroia, that everything's down the middle of the plate to him. He's confident enough to take a good hard swing, and to the point to where his hitting coach David Magadan in Boston sometimes has to say, easy, just leave a little in the tank.
There's Jimmy Rollins for his first at bat. Went around and actually foul tipped that pitch. No balls in his strike.
I'd say 5'8" might be stretching it just a little bit there, Victor.
I would have to agree with you. Rollins 277 last year with the Phillies. 11 home runs, 59 driven home. Breaking ball is in for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Short off season for the Phillies, with Philadelphia winning the World Series.
Breaking ball right off the glove of Tien. It's one of those where you try to time your jump. You think you got it, but you don't.
Now Rollins got a breaking ball to hit, and he hit a changeup to Tien, where he thinks it's hit a little bit harder, but commits and jumps maybe just a bit too soon. Again, a good example of staying inside the breaking ball, not trying to pull it. And the two Mighty Mouses are on for Team USA. Rollins and Pedroia.
Pedroia getting a chance to listen to Mike Schmidt, the third base coach for Team USA.
I understand most of Team USA has had an opportunity to hear Schmidt, who has been very vocal. Hall of Famer.
One gets past Martin. Pedroia is going to go to third. Rollins to second.
Oh, that was a great read by Pedroia, and of course Jimmy Rollins, he doesn't want to run Pedroia off second base. He can't go until he finds that the lead runner is going. Very important to get that secondary lead, and a split-second decision by Pedroia also allows Rollins to move up and into scoring position.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice job by Martin. He's 2-1.
Pitchers for both sides have not been on top of their breaking balls as far as mastery today, and both these catchers have been very busy. Omot throws that knuckle curve where he digs his index finger into the ball.
'11th overall pick in '07 for Seattle. Made his professional debut last year. Wisconsin A-ball, 4-4 and a .275 ERA.
Yeah, there's some arm strength there. Mid-90s.
And that is low. Chipper Jones reaches base for the first time this afternoon.
Omot is also on a very limited pitch count as well. I want him throwing more than one inning.
A couple of natives from Quebec there. Are they talking French, you think?
Oui.
Marvin Hudson, the home plate umpire, out to break up the rock pile. David Wright is due up. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout and a couple of pop-ups. Team USA using the power so far in this one. 3 home runs for them. Youkilis, McCann, and Dunn. Look at David Davidson. Good pitch on the outside corner.
Well, this may be the inning where Team USA puts some serious distance between themselves and Canada. Chance to really blow it open.
There's Chipper Jones at first, Rollins at second, Pedroia over at third. And a breaking pitch. Has Wright in the hole at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only 1 grand slam hit in the World Baseball Classic of 2006. Jason Varitek for Team USA. And it was actually in the game against Team Canada. Down 8-0 at the time, made it 8-4. And Canada ended up winning 8-6.
Omot just trying to vary the look, dropping his arm angle down a bit.
What are you telling this young man? He's only had 1 professional season, just 15 games of pro ball under his belt. He's coming out here against a lineup like this. What do you tell him?
Throw strikes, Babe Ruth's dead.
Just go after him, right? Jams him, and this one is right to Barnwell. There's the first out of the inning. Nice pitch.
Really what he has to learn, because he has the physical ability, is just the nuances of pitching, and it gets a lot easier for someone with his stuff when he can work ahead in the count. You see the liveliness of that fastball just sailing right up the handle of David Wright's bat. Second time he's been sawed off today. A lot of talent here with this tall right-hander. This is a real tough hitter, Victor, to face in this situation.
Got him on a high fastball there, and it's 0-1.
He just took a shot there. Normally, he's not going to go outside the strike zone and help you out, especially with the bases loaded. Sometimes a hitter, you get greedy, you think you got a chance to juice one. He knows that's out of his zone a bit.
Breaking ball on the outside corner, 2-2.
Let's see how this plays out. He's gotten well ahead. got a few deliveries here to make that one perfect put-away pitch.
Checked the swing, or did he? No, he did not. Minoru Nakamura ringing it up. 2 outs.
Youkilis has a lot of check swings because he waits very late. You see him throughout the course of the season do this, and that was a good call. He did go around.
I think Kevin just used to all the calls going his way at Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Doesn't like the call. So 2 outs, bases still loaded. Here comes Curtis Granderson for his first at bat.
And I think Youkilis in his heart of hearts thinks that there's no way he went around there.
Granderson, the leadoff man for the Detroit Tigers. Takes ball 1.
Well, if Almont can get out of this unscathed, this could really come back to haunt Team USA. A chance to really put the game away here.
That's down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. There's Pedroia at third, Rollins at second, and Chipper Jones over at first. Granderson hit .280 for the Tigers last year. 2-0. Bounced foul. Granderson with that breakout seasons, 2 years ago. 23 home runs, 122 runs scored, hit over 300. This one's fouled back. Canadian fans are probably going to start getting into it now at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Yeah, this has a chance for Almont to be a major dodge.
Him up and then gets a little flare for a pop-up. Youkilis swinging and Curtis Granderson swinging. 7 in the books. Team USA leaves them loaded, but they've got the lead 6-4. Top of the 8th inning at Rogers Center, 6-4 Team USA in the bottom third due up for Canada. Down to the last 6 outs. Martin to lead things off against J.P. Howell, left-hander from the Tampa Bay Rays, who had a fantastic season last year. We saw quite a bit of him, Joe.
Well, Victor, he really reinvented himself going to the bullpen, and a guy that was getting a lot of important outs for that magical year that the Rays had. Whether it's lefties or righties, he was really giving Joe Madden a lot of flexibility. It was not just a situational lefty to come in and face a left-handed hitter.
Sacramento native who went to USC initially, then transferred to the University of Texas, was a supplemental first rounder for Kansas City. Rips one over the right. Nice play by Youkilis with a foot race. And Howell is there. There's out number 1. So 1 out, nobody out for Nick Weglars. Next game as far as the slate of games in the World Baseball Classic, Panama versus Puerto Rico down in San Juan. Round 1 of Pool A. That's coming up next. Philippe Aumont.
Quite a recovery. Bases loaded, no one out, and able to finish it off. To this point, that's the highlight of his baseball career. But
that right there is what the World Baseball Classic is all about.
Couldn't have said it better.
Weglars is 0 for 2 with a walk. What a different pitcher J.P. Howell became. He was able to master that changeup. And especially the whole, all right, you're not going to be a starter. We're going to move you to the bullpen, and we're going to let you grow there.
Added a couple miles onto his fastball. His fastball has good tailing movement right there where he can start it away off the plate from a left-handed hitter and swing it back. Very consistent with that pitch last year. And that really took him a long way because it allowed him to get to his breaking ball with 2 strikes. That is just painted.
Inside, he lost it. A 1-out walk, puts a man on. 7th walk drawn by Team Canada.
That really is a byproduct for the time of year for these pitchers. Not quite as consistent as they would like to be in their deliveries, and you turn the volume up with the adrenaline-laden World Baseball Classic, and you see some pitches outside the strike zone.
Orr takes a strike. 9th place hitter, the second baseman, is 0 for 3.
You know, talking about the great year that Howell had out of the bullpen for the Rays last year, the guy you have to give really a lot of the credit to, and there weren't too many other supporters of it, was the manager, Joe Matt. He really felt that he could have a
could be inning double play, and it is. 4-6-3 goes to Twin Killing. J.P. Howell, on behalf of Joe Madden, his manager in Tampa, gets Team USA back in the dugout. Middle of the 8th inning. Team USA still on top, 6-4. Take a look at tomorrow's games. China and Korea, elimination game. Both teams at 1-1. South Africa and Cuba down in Mexico City. Dominican Republic 0-1. They lost to the Netherlands today, 3-2. They'll take on game 2 loser. That's a little bit later on. Panama against Puerto Rico. And then you've got the game here in Toronto. The winner of this ball game plus the winner of tonight's game between Venezuela and Italy will match up at 8 Eastern on Sunday. Ryan Braun, first pitch swinging, grounds out. He's out number 1 against new pitcher left-hander David Davidson. Good numbers for Davidson and the Pirates organization at Double-A Altoona. The curve, I believe, the Altoona curve. He's gotten a couple of games in the big leagues with the Pirates. McCann takes a fastball away. 10th round pick by Pittsburgh in 2002.
One of those side-wheeling lefties that tries to provide a lot of deception in his delivery. Trying to hide the ball and then just kind of slingshotting it towards the plate.
Native of St. Catharines here in Canada. Davidson, the 4th reliever for Ernie Whitt. Starter Mike Johnson went 4 innings. Team USA starter Jake Peavy ended up going 3. So that pitch is outside, and that's a walk.
Peavy, based on the pitches he threw, will not be available for at least 4 days. Based on the pitch count rules.
Here's Shane Victorino switching around to hit from the right side. He bounces one foul in front of Michael Jack.
Mike Schmidt normally gets anything in his area, though.
What happened? We're going to have to ask him about that after the game.
What happened?
Running through some signs there. How about that?
I think he's saying hit it that way.
Ground ball past the third baseman Tian. McCann will move to second, and Team USA looking for a little more insurance here in the eighth.
Yeah, I think it is important to put some more points on the board after they really squandered an opportunity in the seventh. Bases loaded, no one out, couldn't get any runs in, and as it always seems to be, trying to get that 27th out, you have to go through some tough hitters, as Team Canada will be starting at the top of the order in the ninth. So scoring very important here.
Looks like J.J. Putz is the man that's loosening for Davy Johnson in the bullpen. The score holds to close things out. Here's Pedroia. Got a double to lead off the seventh inning, and then was stranded at third base. 1 for 4. There's J.J. Big swing and a big pop up to shallow center. Bay's got a beat on it. 2 outs. But at least we know J.J. Putz is well nutritioned, since we saw him last night at dinner. Big steak.
Big old brontosaurus steak. That's what those closers and setup men need to sustain themselves through 9 innings.
Team USA's got some big boys in that bullpen.
Yes, they do. J.J. Putz and Adam Dunn, they can go right from the baseball field to winging guys into the turnbuckle.
Jonathan Broxton, another guy. There's Jimmy Rollins. 1 for 1 with a single. Martin and Davidson unable to get on the same page with the signs, so might as well have a little conversation. This crowd's getting into it now. They're getting ready for that 9th inning, hoping that Davidson can keep it right here. The 2-run deficit for Canada, with the 1, 2, and 3 coming up. Rollins towards short. Barnwell bobbles it. Okay, Barnwell was peeking up, looking at second base before that ball actually went into the glove.
Well, and that's a byproduct of having good speed on first, whether he was going to try to get the out at first or at second base. Defense has been pretty solid to this point. First error. Just kind of comes up and out of it. Of course, the ball gets to you so quickly on the field turf. That one ate him up, and that could be very costly.
Second consecutive inning, and Team USA's got him loaded. 2 outs. Chipper Jones at the plate. Jones pitching on the right side for the first time this early afternoon in Toronto. Chipper 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Breaking ball misses low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Pointed out earlier today that led the major leagues in hitting with 364. Hit 399 at home.
It's hard to fathom.
1-1 is downstairs, and of course he flirted with the 400 mark early on last year.
And with the game becoming so specialized with the matchups lefty righty, he's able to defend against that, being a strong switch hitter.
Chopper foul. This one's more to the liking of Michael Jack Schmidt. The dribbler, he can feel that one.
Yeah. A little skate save and flipped into the stands.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and a couple out. Bases loaded for Team USA. Bounce foul.
Looks like Chipper's got that bottom hand partially off the bat, like you see so many hitters. Pull that knob through.
Another 2-2. Got him. Not bad. Back-to-back innings. Bases loaded. It ends for Team USA with a strikeout. To the 9th we go. J.J. Putz on to put out the fire. 6-4. Team USA leads it. He's got to deal with the top of the order in this guy, Russell Martin. He's due up second. Top of the 9th inning. Canada down to the last 3 outs. It is 6-4. Team USA. J.J. Putz is on the mound, the new setup man for the New York Mets, a former closer for the Seattle Mariners, facing pinch hitter Adam Stern. Stern batting for Chris Barnwell, who ended up going 0 for 4. There's JJ's numbers. Had to deal with an oblique strain early on in April last year.
Power stuff. Slider, hard splitty. Fastball in the mid-90s.
Stern hit .667 for Team Canada, the best average overall in the World Baseball Classic in 2006. Trying to get on board as a leadoff man. That has not happened too often in today's game for Canada. That fastball's right past him, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, and Putz trying to really change the course here, especially with the worries or concerns that Team USA has not being able to score the last 2 innings after loading the bases.
1-2 the opposite way. Jimmy Rollins to the backhand. Stern's got some wheels out at first, and Stern doesn't like the call. Bang bang play, but there's out number 1.
Very confident play by Rollins going into the hole. Very quick with his footwork. Look how quick that plant foot gets down, confidently firing a strike over to first to get Stern by half a step. He was out, but a great play under pressure in the 9th.
Minoru Nakamura, the first base umpire, with some great calls so far today. There's Russell Martin. 1 for 3 with a home run his last time up.
You had that 2-run lead, that leadoff man getting retired, so important.
The only guy, the only leadoff man to reach base for Canada, Jason Bay. That came in the 6th inning as a walk, and he eventually came around to score. That's struck to left center field, hit well. Curtis Granderson is back. This one is off the fence. Martin in its second with a double. And and the sound of disappointment from the fans. They wanted a home run.
Well, it certainly makes that play Jimmy Rollins made on Stern that much more important. And you just feel that it's going to be an uphill battle for Putz here in the top of the ninth, just the way baseball karma goes with Team USA twice stranding runners with the bases loaded. And look who he has to get through now.
Joey Votto, 3 for 4, a couple of singles and a home run. A cue shot foul. Votto's home run coming into third inning off starter Jake Peavy. Canada today 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. Just missed outside. It's 1-1. Votto just makes his home outside of Toronto. Riding the subway to and from the World Baseball Classic.
Just the type of game we'd hoped we'd see after Canada upsetting Team USA in the inaugural World Baseball Classic in '06.
Missed up high. It's 2 balls and a strike. Here's the home run in the third inning. And no doubt it. 5 home runs hit in this ball game. 2 by Canada, 3 by Team USA. And Putz is the 6th reliever used by Davey Johnson.
And they are not playing no doubles in the outfield. It's pretty much straight away.
That one fouled off to the left, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. After Votto, Morneau. If the inning continues, Jason Bay.
Stayed on that pitch pretty well. Some good late movement.
Just missed low. It's a full count.
These guys are hanging with every pitch.
Here comes the payoff. Votto breaks his bat into the alley in right center field. This one's going to go all the way to the wall. Martin's coming around to score. Votto's in at second with a double. It's a 1-run game. That ball had some odd spin to it because it just kept tailing away from Shane Victorino in right.
I mentioned it a couple of pitches earlier that the outfield was pretty much playing straightaway depth and no doubles, ideally trying to keep that tying run off the second base. And at straightaway depth, the strength of Votto able to muscle it into the gap.
Triple shot of the cycle, a couple of singles, a double, a home run. Here's Justin Morneau. Tying run at second. And there's a ground ball to short, right to Rollins. 2 outs.
Well, I tell you, Victor, it always seems when you have to get that all-important 27th out that you have to go through the teeth of the lineup.
That's exactly what Putz has to do.
separation of a setup man and a good closer is going through and handling that situation. Pinch runner at second base for Joey Votto.
I'll tell you, that was some kind of at bat by Votto.
Brett Laurie is the pinch runner at second. Here's Jason Bay. 3 walks for the right-handed batter. Good fastball there for strike 1.
Not too many fans in their seats right now.
Breaking ball for a strike, and Bay quickly in the hole, and no balls, 2 strikes.
Locked him up with a hook. Perfect pitch right at the knees. I don't think he'll throw him another strike. I don't think he has to.
0-2. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jimmy Rollins with a terrific play to start this 9th inning to get Adam Stern. We saw Ryan Braun earlier in the game make a terrific catch in left field. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, as a hitter, you're trying to keep it as simple as possible. You don't want to find yourself looking for a breaking ball, knowing you can get embarrassed with a mid-90s fastball. But I think Putz might come back to the strike zone with a hook or just try to sweep it.
"17 pitches thrown by Putz here in the 9th. Here comes the 18th. Breaking ball missed low, and it's a full count. And you've got the left-hand hitting Matt Stairs on deck.
Very important pitch, and I was thinking that Putz may go back to the hook. And these 2 guys are not used to working with each other very much. Knowing, as McCann does, that it's important for both of them to agree upon it. He doesn't want to have to go through the Rolodex of signs and have Putz shaking a bunch of pitches to get to the one he wants. There's 2 guys that want to really trust the right call, and it's whatever this righty wants to throw. I think he might go back to the hook.
Putz trying to seal the victory for Team USA and LaTroy Hawkins, who would stand to pick up the win. Foul back.
Tried to quick him. And Bay with a pretty good pass on a good pitch, well located. Pretty nice route to the ball there.
Payoff again. Inside out, fly ball, right field corner. Long run over for Victorino. This one will find its way to the seats. The flying Hawaiian was thinking about it.
Well, you wonder if Davey Johnson's thinking about those missed opportunities in the 7th and in the 8th.
Bases loaded both times and left them loaded. Popped him up. Should be playable for Victorino. Under it. Game over. Team USA hangs on. A one-run victory, a 6-5 win. A nail biter, no doubt about it. But LaTroy Hawkins picks up the victory. And it was really the strength of, as we pointed out the whole time, the power of Team USA's lineup that basically got it done.
And of course, the strength of Team Canada's offense weren't able to hold off Team USA's bats.
There's the last out. Bay not happy with it. Victorino squeezing it in right field. And J.J. Prince was very animated after the third out was recorded. Gotta like that. Team USA taking a 1-0 record into what will be game 3 on Sunday night. And they redeemed themselves against Team Canada. As we take a look at the game summary, 7 hits, I should say, for Canada, 9 for Team USA. 3 home runs for USA, 2 for Canada. LaTroy Hawkins picks up the win. Mike Johnson, the starter for Canada, took the loss. He pitched well for 3 innings. And J.J. Putz ended up picking up the save. Here's the schedule for tonight. Panama against Puerto Rico. That's coming up next. And later on in Toronto at 8 Eastern time, Italy will take on Venezuela, the powerhouse that is Venezuela. Fantastic offensive team. You got to like this. Game 1, a lot of fans in attendance here, over 40,000. But Jason Bay and Team Canada a little disappointed. They lose here in Toronto. They fall to 0-1. Once again, Team USA strikes first. They pick up the victory by the final of 6-5. We thank you so much. For Joe McGrain, I'm Victor Rojas. We'll see you next time.